Okay, so Anne, I hear that you have some big news for us. What's going on?
I am going to retire at the end of December. I have been working since I was 17. I just turned 67. I feel like 50 years is enough already. And I am going to be retiring from the school district in December.
So you're retiring from the school district. That's incredible. And you have been in school food now. I mean, I know you've been working since you're 50, but you have been in school food now for how long?
21 years.
21 years. Well, you've done a lot and school food has changed a lot while you've been in school food. Can you just tell me a couple things, two or three things that you are most proud of during your school food work?
Well, when I started 20 something years ago, nobody even talked about school food. I mean, there were certainly some advocates that were talking about it, but it wasn't something that a lot of people really thought about or talked about. So, elevating that conversation to the dinner table, which I didn't do, but which Michelle Obama and the Obama administration did, and which, I supported and we at the Chef Ann Foundation supported, I think that really changed everything. And the work that was done kind of pre those changes really helped, I think, with both Bill Sack and Duncan, Secretary of Ag and Secretary of Education, through the Obama administration, and of course with Michelle, but they really started to make school food healthier. And I think that even though the current administration has tried to roll that back, we have seen more and more schools all across the country make such significant change to healthy school food. And so I'm proud to have been part of that.
So you have contributed to school food on the national level, on the regional level, on the local level. Yesterday, I got a chance to tour the new central kitchen that you helped build and envision at Boulder Valley School District. Tell me about how that kind of plays into the legacy of school food for you. Why was building that central kitchen so important?
When we originally did an assessment of the district, one of the things we said is you need to consolidate, and you need to consolidate production so you can have high quality scratch cooked food in a financially viable way. And to my mind, the best way to do that is consolidated production. So all those years ago, we said it, and it's finally now happening. And I think that the future of school food is really going to be consolidated production if we want to go into scratch. I don't think, and I know not a lot of people will agree with me, or not everyone agrees with me, that cooking in every school makes sense. It feels good, but from a financial viability standpoint and for a quality standpoint, I just don't know whether it's possible.
Yeah, well, the kitchen is very impressive. So, so we're talking about you retiring from your operations position at Boulder Valley School District here at the end of December. Where do you see your life going next? What will you be doing? Where do you hope to be contributing still? Because I know you're not riding off into the sunset.
I sort of am riding off onto the sunset for a while. I just bought a camper van, and because there's no international travel right now, and I had all these trips planned, so just bought a camper van, building a new home in Grand Junction. So yeah, there's a lot of riding off in the sunset for a while, but I think eventually, I still will be part of the foundation, and I'm still president of the board, and I'll still support the work of the foundation. And, I hope that, with this new administration, that maybe there's some support I can give to get scratch cooked healthy food in more schools across the country.
It's excellent. Well, you deserve the break. So I'm excited that you are riding off into the sunset for a little while. We still need you, we know how hard you work. So it's important that you do that. And, looking at it now, we're at such this crossroads. So we're coming out of administration that was trying to roll back some really strong changes that were made during the Obama administration, and we're going into a new administration that has some of the same support that the Obama administration did. And we're in a pandemic, and school food has been on a roller coaster for the last 9 months. What do you think the school food industry needs the most in the next 12 to 24 months?
The, we need universal meals. The number one thing that school districts need is universal meals, and not just CEP. We need universal meals for all schools, not dependent upon what their free and reduced percentage is. That's what we need. And that's the number one thing. If I could wave a magic wand or get the administration to listen to me, that's what I would do. And the second most important thing probably is to increase and support EBT and EBT for farmers markets and things like that. So hunger relief is really the number one thing. Schools are a huge hunger relief organization. I mean, last week in Boulder, we did over 80,000 meals. That's 10% more than we do when school's in session. So our numbers just keep going up and up. And I think that hunger relief is the number one thing we need to be thinking about. Of course, I have a deep love and caring about scratch cooking, and I think that I'd like to see energy put into that. But first and foremost, it's universal meals.
Yeah. And, once you come back from your camper trip and your bike trips and your ski trips, one of the programs you're going to be helping the foundation with is the fellowship program that we're planning, the Scratch Cook School Food Fellowship Program. And, I think one of the things that excites me, and I know it excites you, is seeing so many young culinarians wanting to get into school food and change school food. So, what would be your most significant piece of advice to a school food worker who wants to create change?
Well, right now it's super hard. I mean, the directors can't even make change right now. I think it's super hard. But I think post-COVID, I think what we'll be able to start seeing is change happen. And change doesn't really happen at the grassroots level in school food. We're a governmental organization, right? But for young people wanting to really understand school food, taking all the SFI courses is really important. I think for people who are currently cooks but think they want to get into school food, I would again say taking SFI courses. School food is very different than restaurants and hotels and things like that. And then once we get the mentorship program and fellowship program up and running, I think that would also be a great way. But first, take the SFI courses, because I think that people have this idyllic view of what school food is, and it's not that. It's a lot of hard work, and in many ways, it's just this, a lot of the same hard work as in restaurants and hotels. Although the end result, of course, is feeding kids. So.
Well, I think on behalf of all of us in the school food community, we're grateful for your contributions on the ground in operations. And we know that you deserve this retirement and you deserve this small ride into the sunset. But we look forward to you coming back and continuing to contribute to changing school food.
Well, thank you. And I'm looking forward to all the great work we can do with the foundation into the future.